In this video, I'm going to be taking you behind the scenes of my design process as I tackle an Instagram design brief challenge. Let's be real, growth as a designer doesn't always happen when things are easy. It happens when you're uncomfortable, when you take on a project that challenges your creativity, tests your discipline, and forces you to problem solve in real time. Design challenges are an excellent way to do that. It gives you the chance to interact with other designers as well. These community design challenges aren't just practice exercises. When you take them seriously, they mimic real-life client scenarios. There's a deadline, a brief, a specific audience, and there's also a sense of accountability, even if it's just to yourself. This brief was posted by Designer Briefs, one of the many great resources on Instagram that you can utilize if you're looking to improve your skills and build your portfolio with great branding and packaging projects. They post a new brief every week, so it's super easy to jump in and get started. So, let's have a look at the brief. Pace Plus is a skincare brand designed for athletes and people with active lifestyles. The products are made to protect your skin from the elements, sweat, sun, and whatever else your workout throws at you. Usually in client projects, I'll gather a lot more information about the brand and the product range during a discovery call. Instead, I'm going to use ChatGPT to help expand on the brief and fill in some of the missing details. As always, it didn't disappoint. It not only provided deeper insight into the target audience, but also suggested a range of potential products, packaging formats, and even textures and finishes, some of which I hadn't even considered. From here, I'll make some adjustments and add some of my own ideas. I've also listed a few potential touch points for the final Instagram visuals. With these additions and tweaks in place, I'm ready to move on to the next step. Moodboarding isn't just about collecting beautiful images, it's about establishing an intentional design direction. I like using Pinterest to gather my initial ideas because it pulls in a wide range of design references from across the web, making it easy to explore visual styles and themes all in one place. For this board, I focus on visual inspiration from athletic and performance-driven brands. The goal is to create a visual identity that feels gender neutral, striking the right balance between strength and refinement. I also wanted the brand to convey a sense of scientific credibility while maintaining a modern, approachable aesthetic that doesn't feel too clinical. Finalizing the mood board into a clear concept and design direction helps to bring clarity and focus. For client projects, I tend to present 2 or more refined mood boards that show a clear direction for colors, typography, photography, and also, of course, logo styles. Before jumping into design, I like to start by gathering mock-up ideas and supportive imagery. It's never too early to think about how the brand will live in the real world. The way you showcase your work through mock-ups and visuals has a big impact on how people perceive the brand. For skincare, packaging is key. I focused on gathering packaging mock-ups that would work cohesively together. I've definitely fallen into the rabbit hole of hunting for beautiful, ultra-realistic mock-ups online. And in all honesty, they can get really pricey, especially if you buy more than one at a time. But with this design challenge, time and budget were limited. That's why I love using Envato. Their subscription-based platform gives you access to a huge library of high-quality mock-ups, images, fonts, templates and more, all in one place and at a great value. It has quickly become one of my favourite go-to resources in recent months. I've dropped a link in the description if you want to find out more. Unsplash is also a great resource if you're looking for free photography and DIY mock-up images as well. For the photography direction, I focused on high contrast imagery with deep shadows and sharp, natural lighting. Visually, it's bold and striking, but more importantly, it ties into the overall mood that I want the brand to have, which is all about high intensity movement. For projects like this, I like to work in Figma because it lets me organize multiple workspaces all in one place. I often jam-pack my boards with tons of reference images, so not having to worry about file size is also a big plus. Now that I'm clear on the visual direction and the mockups I'm going to be using, as well as the imagery style, it's time to dive into some logo concepts. I always like to start out with sketches, getting as many rough ideas as possible out of my head and onto paper. In most of the visual identity projects I work on, the logo takes the longest amount of time. Naturally, because it's the cornerstone of a brand's visual style and sets the tone for everything that follows. Okay, so I think I've landed on a few interesting shapes here. So I'm going to stop and quickly search for a few fonts that I may be able to customize for logo types later. I'm probably not going to have enough time to test out all of these fonts, but it's always nice to have some options. Now I'm just quickly listing a few potential fonts for the logo type, starting with the existing fonts on my computer, followed by the fonts just downloaded. Next, I'm going to take a picture of the rough sketches and airdrop it onto my computer. Alright, I think I'm ready to get in the zone now and flesh out some of these ideas. Okay, let's have a quick look at what we've got so far. So I think I've got a few plus signs here. I don't need to do any more. I definitely need to work more on logo types. I usually like to make sure I have at least 2 or 3 good ideas, strong enough to show to the client. However, in this case, I'm just looking for one winner. This is where the process gets a bit all over the place. As I develop the logos, I instantly want to know how it looks on images and mockups. This way, I'm quickly able to see what works and what doesn't. This logo has some potential, but I think I'm going to keep working on a few other options. This font is called Sign, and it's a free Google font. I'm going to work with the uppercase and lowercase versions to see what I come out with. This option does have some potential, but I think I've pushed it too far. It looks a little space tech. I really like the curves in the lowercase version. However, I'm not sure I'm on to a winner with this option. I don't like the fact that everything doesn't have the same height. I think I want to explore something a little bit more simplified and consistent. This font is called Trois Mille. I purchased it quite a while ago. It also has some beautiful curves that I want to further accentuate. It instantly looks more balanced, probably because there's consistency with the height of the characters. After tweaking things a bit further, I think I'm finally onto a winner. I've also worked on a few more plus symbols, and I think this one is perfect. I'm finally happy with the overall balance of the logo. It works well on the product mockups and photography, which gives me confidence that it can easily adapt to different touchpoints. Quickly playing around with different layouts and graphics whilst working on logo ideas was super useful, because now I have a few visual ideas and I know what will work in the final design system. Here I'm testing out the idea of using a high intensity gradient on the packaging along with silver foil for the logo to give the overall vibe of the packaging a more premium aesthetic. From here, I'll quickly put together all of the working elements that make up the overall visual identity. This way, I can also refer back to it when creating new layouts and mockups. If I had a bit more time, I probably would have explored a few more colour options and font pairings. But I think I'm happy with where everything is at. This is where I start to develop the final layout and mockup ideas, stress testing the design elements as I go along. Incorporating some of the brand messaging also helps to bring the brand's persona to life. This is by far the most fluid stage. Once all the brand elements are established, everything flows quite effortlessly. It's always fun to see how the different elements can come together in infinite ways. For this project, I have decided to create my own mockups using images found on Unsplash. These images really complement the overall aesthetic of the visual identity. However, I must admit, it does take a while to put together. It's a lot easier to download ready-made and ready-to-use mockups. So I've also reused existing mockups that I already had saved on my computer. This saved a little bit of time. Laying out all of the visuals helps me to see how everything flows. Now that the visuals are starting to look polished, I'm going to pull everything together to make the final Instagram images. The goal here isn't just to show what I've made, it's to tell a story. To guide the viewer through the different touch points and to show the different ways that the identity can be adapted. I decided to create 2 posts sharing 6 images in each post. Here are the final screens. Comment down below and let me know what you think of the final design direction. Okay, so I think I'm finally ready to post my work on the Instagram design community. Sharing your work publicly can sometimes feel intimidating, but it's absolutely worth it. It's how you build your confidence, attract attract opportunities and connect with other designers who are on a similar journey. If you're posting your work in response to a design challenge, here are a few things to keep in mind. First, include the brief in your caption, along with any relevant tags and challenge-specific hashtags. Also, don't wait until the last minute to post like I did. Give yourself enough time to do your best work earlier. The sooner you post, the more visibility your work gets. Lastly, click on the unique hashtag for that brief and engage with the other designers. Like, comment, and share your feedback. It's a great way to build your creative community. This challenge was just one step, but it reminded me that real growth doesn't come from waiting, it comes from doing. In the next video, I'll walk you through how to take a project like this further, specifically how to build out a full case study project that you can upload to your website or sites like Behance and Dribbble. I'll share tips on how to make your work stand out and increase the chance of getting featured. If this video inspired you, then drop a comment and let me know what you think of the final visuals. And remember, every project is a chance to get better. So keep designing, keep pushing, and I'll see you in the next one.